some crappy technology, but I don't have a new video camera yet. So I had to use my computer given that I started swim lessons today and I wanted to record, I wanted to make some sort of a video diary of my progress. Um, those who know me well know that me not knowing how to swim at age 42 is a pretty big source of embarrassment. Um, I had swim lessons um, when I was younger, very young. Actually, mom did everything just right. She took me and my brother when I was 5 or 6 to swim lessons. Um, but my experience was really negative. As I remember it as a child, the instructor was incredibly harsh and dictatorial and not sensitive. At least that's the way it felt to me when I was a kid. Maybe she was great. I don't know. But I didn't learn how to effing swim. Um, and I've wanted to all my life. Um, I love being in the water. I always have. But the moment I don't feel a floor beneath me, I panic and I hyperventilate. I also, like most people, hate getting chlorinated water in my eyes and mouth. Um, and I suck in and being scared, and so I swallow. I take in a lot of water, or it goes into my nose, and you get that crazy brain freeze feeling that's just excruciating. So, at the old age of 42, the year when all things are to be revealed, right? Secrets of the universe. I've decided to take swimming lessons, just like a kid. So today was my first. And I was actually at the pool with kids. I was the only adult in the pool. And I had floaties just like they did. Floaties made for adults in the form of a board, but floaties nonetheless. And I did swallow half the pool, but my instructor, Annalise, who is half my age and has a beautiful swimmer's body, um, was still delightful and appreciated all my self deprecating humor and was very patient. And I'm really glad that I linked up with her. I think she's going to be a good guide. Um, I just, I literally dove right in and got started. And I sort of was trying to almost show off in the beginning, I think, of like how advanced I was coming in, only to show that I was making super rookie mistakes. And was very stiff. I like to think that as an actor, as a performer, I have a pretty fluid body, and I'm very conscious of my body and how it works. But I was tightening up from the waist up, and then like moving my knees too much, and not doing up and down as much as I was like back and forth. And the funniest part was uh, I she would have me hold on to the board and then kick back and kick my feet so I could make my way across the pool. And I would get about halfway and I would continue kicking, but I wasn't traveling. So I'm in the center of the pool holding onto this board for dear life and kicking and going nowhere except to like turn to turn left or right. I was almost turning in circles. It was ridiculous. And I'm having a conversation with Annalise while all this water is encasing my face and I'm kicking, and it was quite surreal. Um, she did have me put my face in and float, and that was very traumatic. Um, First, because I took in a lot of water, even though I thought I was exhaling, I apparently wasn't, and my mouth was open, so like all this water went into my head. Um, but she taught me just to continue to exhale the entire time that my face is in the water, and that helped a lot. Um, Now I'm working on how to fold my body in from a face down position so that I can stand. And I knew this already because I've gained a lot of weight over the last few years, that I have absolutely no core strength. Um, and so, like pulling my legs into my body, which is a very natural sort of movement in the water. It's like your body just sort of tucks in when you're holding on to something. When you're trying to do it on your own and you're out in the water, my legs are just not coming up to my chest. So I really need to work on core strength, or perhaps in practicing this, I will build some core strength, which would be really nice. There are a lot of different reasons that I'm doing this, some of which I mentioned before, of course, the embarrassment of not being able to swim and feeling that it is a basic tool that all humans should have. Um, it can bring you a lot of benefits, not only physically great exercise, but recreation and tension release, right? You can help somebody who's drowning if it comes to that, right? But I'm also doing it because many years ago, I had planned to learn how to swim and I was going to write a one woman show about that process and letting that process become, as my brother said, a sort of existential metaphor for where I was in my life at that time. This was around 2006, and I had just left Los Angeles, so I was feeling adrift. And I thought it might become sort of a good way to both get control of my life but also relinquish control. But that play never got written. I applied for a grant to do it and was turned down. And me being the kind of person that I am, I I absorbed that disappointment and rejection uh, and let the project flounder. Um, but I've gotten to a place in my life where it seems to make a lot of sense for me to do it again because I left grad school sort of broken and went back to Seattle for a while, and my life became even more broken. So I've come back to Toledo, and I've been doing damage control over the last year, and I'm still in a period of triage, but um, my life has been incredibly enlivened and enriched by the work that I've been doing with the incarcerated. And every week I come into the prison and I ask these men to open themselves up and be vulnerable and allow themselves to take risks, to be willing to embrace their fear. And I think it's about time that I walk my talk and open my own self up, because it's easy for me in a comfortable position as an actor, as a director, to ask people to do these things because I've already done all the legwork. And so it's easy peasy for me. But it's time for me to challenge myself and put myself in a position of newbie, of being a child in the water. Um, and maybe I can undo almost 40 years of damage. I hope. We'll see. I'll report in again next Saturday.